Dame Dash is making threats against Charlemagne the God after his interview on The Breakfast Club. Not only that, he made a claim that he's the new chairman of Revolt. However, fact checking proves that he is not. Let's get into the chaotic interview that Dame Dash had on The Breakfast Club this morning.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So don't forget, guys, this Friday, I'll be live on Butter Skin doing a special collaboration online shopping event with them. Giveaways will be happening. You want to get into my skincare routine. All of that will be spilled this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're following Butter Skin on Instagram and other platforms. All right, let's get into this because I did listen to this interview between Dame Dash and The Breakfast Club. And from the jump, it's very combative, but almost in a humorous way. I'm not sure if it was really humorous, but, and mind you, I also listened to this interview in 1.5 speed. So Dame Dash is already a little chaotic, so you can imagine listening to him in that speed was a lot. But I had to get through it so I can talk about it in this video. Dame Dash has been in the news a lot, especially when it comes to his finances. If you are a fan of our channel, we do talk a lot about different Bravo shows. We never recapped Next Gen NYC. His daughter was on that show. He also talks about his daughter being in the news for being evicted. He claims that she wasn't evicted. However, she wasn't paying the rent because she was away, and now she's fine. Dame Dash and Donald Trump have a lot in common. Just keep that in mind. He also was recently in the news for filing for bankruptcy. And I think the more that we have social media and we are learning, looking at our current president who has filed for bankruptcy multiple times, we're understanding now better than we did as kids. And for those of you that understand what I'm talking about, please weigh in the comment section. Bankruptcy is not as bad as people make it out to be. It's bad if you're not able to bounce back, but a lot of rich people, or on the way to being rich people, utilize bankruptcy and credit a lot more than we know. They don't use their own money. They use a lot of these different financial mechanisms to remain rich. Okay? We can get into the whole definition of what do you define as rich, but we won't. Okay? But this interview that Dame Dash did on The Breakfast Club is now spilling over to social media where Dame Dash has the words for Charlemagne the God. Here's my first thing that I wanted to talk about, because he kept on referring to Charlemagne, because Charlemagne does very much what we do. They talk pop culture on this radio program. He's made a huge career from doing that. He's made himself a millionaire from talking about pop culture. Talking about pop culture is not a female thing. But Dame Dash in his head and during this interview multiple times refers to Charlemagne as being gay or less than a man for talking about him and talking about pop culture. All right. I already know I'm not going to even get into that debate because some, not our community, well, maybe some of you in the community, because I'm gay, you already think that I'm less than a man. I saw Dr. Heavenly recently spoke about those allegations because, you know, she's running for public office. She was one of the people recently saying that and then doubled back and saying like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I love gay people. But there's a lot of people, even subconsciously, they don't realize that they look at gay men or people in the LGBT community as less than a man or less masculine. Sidebar, I know some gay men that are more masculine than your boyfriend or your husband's. But even if we unpack some of that, it's not even about the LGBT community. It's more about femininity and how the patriarchy looks at femininity as a threat and less than. So if anything, it has more to do with how you feel about women, and probably part of the reason why we have never had a female president. We can unpack all of this. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole. We could do that down in the comment section. But I'm pointing out these little factoids that we should be talking about. And maybe you didn't even think about. But he kept on doing this throughout the interview. He kept on referring to them as less than Charlemagne or being gay for talking about him and talking about pop culture or talking about rumors or anything like that. He also comes out the gate. He's like, I didn't want to say anything yet, but I'm going to be officially the chairman of Revolt. I was trying to get Revolt for the last 2 years, and now I'm the chairman. Only for Lauren LaRosa, who always does her homework, to reach out to Revolt's publicity to confirm that is not true.
Lies! The lies!
So after the interview, there's been a lot of reaction to some of the things that Dame Dash said during this. He even talks about 50 Cent. 50 Cent claiming that he owns the rights to Paid in Full. He's saying that's not true. That's cap. All right. Well, take a listen to some of the things that he said in this interview with the Breakfast Club.
So every time I was launching something with my family office, he sent a letter saying that, I'd owe the money, but it was my family office, but it muddies the waters. So if you have a contract, especially you working here, and somebody sent a bum letter, as soon as it's a lawyer, it shuts down. Mm-hmm. It muddies the waters. And I was about to make some major announcements. You want to hear one?
Sure.
I'm now the chairman of Revolt right now. Mm-hmm. And I also, I have 15.
You don't deserve to be the chairman of Revolt.
I got you. So I'm now the chairman of Revolt with a pathway. You see, because he wants to trigger me, and I want you to acknowledge that. So I'm now Cam's boss, the chairman of Revolt with a pathway to...
Because apparently he has beef with Cam.
Acquisition. I've been trying to buy Revolt.
How do we know this is not Cap? We ain't see this on Deadline.
Can you stop yelling? Can you...
Sidebar. When Charlamagne said, oh, how come we haven't seen this on Deadline? It's again, okay, we can unpack that. I can see why he's saying that, because when Lauren does fact check this, that it's not true, that could be part of it. But just for the whole proximity to, we're always going to these white outlets to confirm something that this man is telling you himself. Again, it turns out not to be true. But my first initial reaction in watching the interview, I'm like, why does Deadline have to be the one to confirm this? Why didn't you say Essence or Ebony? Is Ebony still around? Sorry, Ebony. Is Ebony still around? No, Ebony's still around, right? Anyway. Or Essence, or some other black media outlet, or hear it from the black man himself. I mean, though, he was lying.
Stop interrupting me, please. So, Deadline didn't make the announcement for this particular situation. They didn't want to. I had an announcement I was going to make with BT. So, Okay.
All right. So he then says. Okay, so he then says on social media, he says, here goes the BS. I'm the chairman for the month. Okay, if I acquire, I will be the official chairman. Please stop playing with the words. Just take the L. So Lauren did her homework on this. Hold on, let me just make sure there's something else. Okay, wait, no, he also posted this. From Vibe, Vibe's still around. Vibe magazine article. Says, Dame Dash name Revolt TV chairman unveils my Paid in Full docuseries trailer.
How to be a better man.
Can
you stop? Can you stop?
Okay, we'll get back to some of the things that he said to Charlamagne. I want to go back to what Lauren posted. So Lauren posted on social media in regards to what Dame claimed that he's the chairman. And she said, I just spoke to a lead publicist at Revolt TV who confirms to me Dame Dash is not the chairman of the network. So we'll go back to what Dame said. Oh, but it wasn't over. There was more that Dame took to social media to say on his Instagram. Dame then says, Charlamagne, I would advise you not to make up phony sources without real names saying that anything I said was not true, or we will have a legal problem. Don't try to compromise my reputation. I have proof to support everything I say that will stand up in any court. Sidebar, it was Lauren LaRosa that said it. Why does he keep coming for Charlamagne the God? Is there something that Charlamagne may have said? Look, as someone that does this work, I'm sure there are plenty of things that we say that we don't even remember that we said or reported on or followed. But these celebrities, reality stars get in their feelings and remember the exact thing that you said on the exact date and time. But I guess we'll have to wait and see whether or not he's the chairman for the month for Revolt. Who even watches Revolt? Apparently someone does. It's still around. But okay. He says, don't worry. I'm not going to fire you, Mr. Cameron. You can hustle on my block this month. But before that, he also said that if I acquire, I will be the official chairman. Please stop playing with the word. So he's saying that he's the chairman of the month? Like student of the month? All right. Lauren spoke to Revolt, and they were saying that's not true.
I think you're a proper...
But take a listen to what he had to say about Charlemagne and him being a masculine black man, or less than a masculine black man.
Representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
I'm listening. Okay.
Like, your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. You see him? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you why he's my OG. Because he killed anybody or any of those things. He just taught me how to be a better man.
Wendy not my OG.
Can you
That's
stop?
Funny, though.
Can you stop?
Wendy Williams is your OG.
Wasn't she your boss?
Yeah, at one point.
So
yeah.
she was your OG. She put you on, and you should give her grace. And you should also give her props out of respect.
Oh, I know.
But because we have different trauma, like, we're different. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that would, like, I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. And it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why.
So DL men, some of the DL men you may have seen in the industry, Dane, do tell.
Let me tell you why. I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you...
He doesn't think Charlemagne is a proper representation of the masculine black man.
Guys are.
I'm listening. Okay.
Like, your OG is Wendy Williams.
Again, we could go do a whole deep dive in regards to my thoughts on what he's alluding here. He's saying that he's not being derogatory toward gay men, but there's so many times throughout this interview that he's trying to make it seem as if being gay is being less than a masculine black man. Sir, you don't understand how that's derogatory? There are plenty of masculine black men that are gay, probably more masculine than you, whatever you want to define masculine as. But as I said to you guys before, there's a deeper conversation because now you're saying that there's a problem with being in touch with your femininity. And I've always said this, and I'm going to say this on a public platform. This country will change once we give women the power at the presidential level. You will see a major shift. That's why you see shifts around the world that have already had women at the helm of power. But the fragile masculinity and patriarchy here in this country knows that, and they're fearful of that. And this is even before there was a Kamala Harris. We saw that when we had Hillary running as well. All starts from the top. Guys, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this chaotic interview between Dame Dash and The Breakfast Club and the fallout since then. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. And don't forget, I'll be live with Butter Skin this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's 3:30 p.m. PST. More details will be available in regards to my skincare routine right now, 10% off in the description. As always, thank you so much for being here and for liking the video and for subscribing. And thank you for watching.
Here we go now. Here we go.